Well, first today, 4 months to save Europe. The countdown has begun to Britain's in-out referendum, which takes place on June 23rd, and investors are already considering their options and their positions.
Yes, the markets in Europe got off to a shaky start, but later shrugged off concerns about a Brexit. Traders were more interested in a rebound in metal prices, which saw mining stocks rally. But the British pound suffered one of its biggest sell-offs in nearly 6 years against the US dollar.
Investors are worried that a dramatic move by the popular Mayor of London to back the Leave campaign could tip the balance in its favour. Well, we'll talk markets in a moment, but first to the politics. And Dr. Stuart Thompson is the author of Public Affairs, A Global Perspective, and he joins us now. Thank you for coming in to us, Stuart. Why has this intervention by the Mayor of London spooked the Stay In campaign so much?
He's the one that can bring people with him. He's the one with the personality, the larger-than-life comments, appearance, and he's renowned on the international stage as well. So he's in a different category to many of the other cabinet colleagues that have so far come out against. Different category altogether.
Was it a surprise move?
He was very careful in not saying one way or the other which way he was going to go until he'd seen the detail of the deal that the Prime Minister had achieved. I think overall it is a bit of a surprise because, especially as Mayor of London, he's been very sort of good at promoting London and Britain, but particularly London on the global stage. So to now come out and say fundamentally he's against Europe in its current form is quite a big statement, and I think came as a bit of a surprise, although the politics of it has meant that this actually is allegedly more about trying to become the next leader of the Conservative Party and potentially the next Prime Minister, rather than actually the detail of the Prime Minister's deal and Brexit.
And there will be questions, won't there, about whether this really represents the views of businesses in London. Now the campaign's going to begin in earnest. We're hearing that half of FTSE 100 bosses are going to sign a letter calling for a stay-in vote. Do you think, is that really, though, going to shift public opinion, what big company bosses have to say?
It's part of the campaign. Whether it shifts big numbers or not, I think we'll have to see. And a little like the markets today, you'll see the opinion polls in terms of public opinion swaying to and fro over the next sort of 3 or 4 months in the run-up to polling. Boris's intervention was really the sort of the first line, if you like, of the campaign. Now we really get going. Now we'll see businesses. Now we'll see the trade unions. Now we'll see the individuals and other politicians getting into the game, and we'll see what happens. You know, at the moment it looks too close to call, but there's plenty of time to go. Plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, really divided opinions on both sides, and lots of scaremongering on both sides. EasyJet, just one of the companies encouraging its customers to vote stay. Do you think we'll see this sort of rallying call from other companies sticking up to the plate?
I think we definitely will. We definitely will. People do listen to what businesses say. They don't always like what big business does and how it behaves and whether it pays its tax or not, but they employ an awful lot of people. So not only do they have a customer base, but they have an employee base as well, who will all be encouraged to take part one way or the other. So I think this is the early skirmishes. But if I was big businesses, I would be definitely looking to stake my claim, say what I wanted as sort of a boss and as a company, but get my employees involved as well.
OK. Dr. Stuart Thompson, Head of Public Affairs at Bertram Dyson Bell, thank you very much for coming in to talk to us today.